CCIV stock price has increased over 300% since I last posted this video on January 13th going over why I like the potential merger. Now we expected a run to 20 or 25 and at the time it was at about $16 and my target was absolutely crushed. But the question is, why is CCIV up so much? Isn't it just a rumor? We're going to talk about everything CCIV and Lucid Motors this video, my thoughts on the recent run, and if I think it is a buy at this price range. And of course, if you enjoy this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. And also check out my recent videos if you haven't already. Now, if you don't know what CCIV is, it is a special purpose acquisition company or a SPAC. And what they do is they basically gather a bunch of money from investors and they use that money to merge with a private company in order to take it public. Now, CCIV has been going absolutely insane recently because they are rumored to be merging with Lucid Motors. SPACs are usually listed on the market at $10, which is called their net asset value. Now that depends on how much is raised, but usually it's around $10, and for CCIV it was $10. Now CCIV is currently trading above $50, so that is 5 times higher than their net asset value, which is absolutely insane, and I haven't seen that for many SPACs. Now usually SPACs go crazy once they get a merger and once they have a deal. But what's so insane to me is that all of this is happening when CCIV hasn't even confirmed a deal with Lucid yet. Now, if you don't know what Lucid Motors is, it is a luxury electric vehicle company in the United States, very similar to NIO in China. Now, their cars are very high priced, but that is, of course, because they're focusing on quality and not just quantity. And honestly, I think their cars are beautiful looking. Now, Peter Rawlinson is the CEO of Lucid Motors, and he's known for his work as the chief engineer of the Tesla Model S. So we know Peter is going to be bringing a lot of experience with electric vehicles, and we know that he's going to give us the best quality possible. Now, the Lucid Air is the car that they are designing right now, and Peter Rawlinson was on CNBC talking about how fast their battery charges.
Because what really matters to the customer is the speed in terms of how many miles of charge I can accrue for a given stop time, not the amount of energy that's going into the car. And because Lucid Air is extraordinarily efficient, we can get nearly 300 miles charge in 20 minutes, which is quite extraordinary. The other thing is we have an onboard charger for level 2 charging at home rated at 19.2 kilowatts, and that gives us close to 90 miles charge per hour at peak conditions at a home charging station. This is a game changer.
Now, honestly, 300 miles charged in 20 minutes sounds insane, but he does seem very confident, and these are luxury vehicles, so I wouldn't be surprised because of their hefty price tag that they could get it done. Now, there's a few issues that I'm seeing with this whole run-up, and the first one is going to be that the merger is not even confirmed yet. Now, back when I first covered this stock, the only rumor that came out was on Bloomberg Terminal, and it was that CCIV might be in talks with Lucid Motors to merge. Now, with that being said, they don't even have a confirmed merger yet, and with the stock price 5xing from its net asset value, honestly, I don't understand why. Now, yes, I do understand that every electric vehicle stock is hype right now, and of course, I do understand that everybody wants to get in the next Tesla, but not every one of these EVs is going to be the next Tesla. Now, if you take a look at the screenshot that I have on the screen right now, as you can see, this is from Bloomberg Terminal, and in this little paragraph right here, it has that Lucid and Michael Klein, or the CEO of CCIV, have agreed on the key terms of the deal. Now, that is really good for the believers in the deal because that is most likely going to go through, and that's probably going to send the stock price even higher. Now, something very important is that it says Lucid Motors is getting close to a deal to go public at a valuation of approximately $12 billion. Now, this valuation comes with the net asset value at $10. Now, as you guys know, the stock price is way above that, and currently it's at $57. Now, since the stock price is 5.7 times the net asset value, we're going to have to multiply that by the valuation. Now, that gives us to the valuation of Lucid Motors right now at $68 billion. Now, that raises a huge red flag for me because that leads to the biggest problem with Lucid Motors, and that's they don't even have a car on the road yet. Now, this reminds me of Nikola, where back in June they rose over $70 just off of hype, and they just slowly faded away because they had garbage management and didn't really get anything done. Now, to Lucid's credit, they do have good management. I really do believe in Peter Rawlinson, but I still think the valuation is way overextended. Now, like I said earlier, I do understand the electric vehicle hype, and I do understand why people are jumping into this stock, but at what point do you say enough's enough and this is getting too high? The risk reward isn't even there for me anymore, because even if they get the merger, do you really want to pay for a company that doesn't have a car on the road yet? Now, I'll be honest, I have to give a lot of credit to this user Glide Outside from Wall Street Bets. He does have the true diamond hands, in a $1 million investment into a company with an unconfirmed merger with another company that has no cars on the road yet is honestly pretty ballsy. But it clearly has paid off, as he's up to 2.6 million as of yesterday, and he's going to be up a lot more as of today. Now, the fact that somebody's going to put $1 million into CCIV blows my mind, but honestly, this guy is a champ. This guy deserves it if he has the balls to put that much money in. Now, as I've been making this video, the stock is just continuing to rise and just throwing that valuation up to even higher prices. As you can see, it's at $58 right now. Now, you can definitely play shares if you want to get in on the CCIV fund, but personally, I would not recommend options at all. As you can see, the implied volatility on these options are absolutely insane. The 70 call for this week has 300%, the 65 call has another 300%, and the 60 call has 280%. And because the implied volatility is so high, that means the premiums or the cost that you pay for these options is also going to be extremely expensive. Now, I did forget that you can also do spreads on this. So if you think that it's going to go up, you can do a call debit spread, or if you think it's going to go down, you could do a put debit spread, and then you could also do credit spreads, whichever way you'd like. Now, like every video, this isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Make sure you guys do your own research before putting money into any of these plays. Now, if you are a shareholder of CCIV and you do have at least 100 shares, a good idea to hedge your bet could be doing covered calls. Now, I can make a video explaining covered calls if you like, and the advantages and disadvantages of them, but in this scenario where the premiums are very high, it's definitely not a bad idea, even though it does cap your upside. Now, the reason I say covered calls, and you'd probably wonder why I'd want to cap my upside, but personally I don't think this stock has much more room to go, because even if the deal is confirmed, it's already priced in. You can also do this in case it is a sell the news type of event where there is a sell-off once the deal is confirmed, and you'll be able to hedge your shares. And of course, you can take advantage of this high implied volatility and collect your premiums for some very nice passive weekly income. Now, I wouldn't recommend puts on this stock either, because the deal is likely to go through, and of course the premiums are high, so you don't want to overpay for a put, especially when all the momentum is to the call and the bullish side. Now, it definitely has been fun to watch this stock run, but unfortunately I did pick it up in the mid-teens and sold it in the low 20s. So I can't really be mad at that, because that is a really good profit just off of shares, but I did miss out on a huge run that I did not expect. Now, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on CCIV and a Lucid Motors merger. I really do think that they are going to go through with it, as there's been a bunch of sources confirming it, but I do think that the price is overvalued a ton, and I think the company is not worth as much as the stock price says. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments about Lucid Motors and CCIV, what you think the value is, and do you think that they're going to possibly merge and compete with Tesla in the future? Other than that, guys, I'm done for the video. If you like this channel, if you like the content that I put out, make sure you subscribe, because it does help me out a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next one.